the feel of it, it's easier to maintain, but it can be a little difficult to find, quote, balance, especially in our American kind of lives. So, the falling in love with the process is enjoying buying the vegetables at the produce stand, or, loving to look up new recipes, or just, how can I turn exercise into a family event so we can have some time together? These things where it becomes your life versus to something we have to do, or something that's one more thing to check off, I should say, that kind of an idea. Instead of having one more thing to check off, it's just, this is how we exist and this is how we are. And, we just really love it. And we like going to bed at a certain time and waking up refreshed. I mean, all these kind of things. So it's a beautiful thing to think about and to try to become. Not everyone looks at exercise like that and stuff of that nature. So if you could possibly just incorporate it, like I said, to fall in love with it and just appreciate it for what it is, and you'll find it much easier.
It's interesting, some of the things you're describing. My neighborhood seems to be like this. You could shoot a documentary for it in my neighborhood, because I'm always seeing like this parade from one family where there's the smallest child on the smallest bike, and then another bike and another bike, and then a parent's behind it. Sometimes it's a couple with a couple of dogs. Sometimes it's a lady pushing a stroller with a child in it. And I'm watching people on bikes, people jogging, people walking, and they don't even look like they're exercising, and they're just out enjoying life for what it is. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to do it. They're really looking forward to, and inevitably they all have smiles on their faces. They're laughing, so it's funny. You're talking about these things, and I watch them in my neighborhood every day. And I know what you mean, though. When we get caught up in our patterns and habits of how it is, we sometimes get stuck, and we feel like it's happening to us instead of us having the freedom to be how we want to be. But making better choices in how you are and how you choose to be, like you said, can be challenging, but really necessary.
Absolutely. And I find, when you make choices, be careful a little bit too, because we do want to talk with people and kind of vent and have things reinforced or whatever, but not everybody's going to be totally on board with you wanting to be a healthier you, to be honest. I mean, they like it the way it is because that's what they understand and what they know. So don't be surprised if you get, a little pushback from others, but we're not out to change them. We're just out to make our lives a little better. And, hopefully that will kind of splash in their pool and enhance them to want to do some of the same. But if it doesn't, that's not our business either. So
that's a good point. That whole, it seems like peer pressure should go away in school, but we are constantly looking around us to see how we should live our lives. It's funny. I just had a thought that I wanted to share as a way to make a better choice. I get my blood work done periodically, as I'm supposed to. I'm fortunate to have insurance, and my doctor tells me what he sees and what he thinks I should do. And really, for the first time, this last time, my doctor said, your blood sugar is not high, but it's higher than it has been before, and just a tiny bit over the place we'd rather have it be. Would you consider, what's your carb intake? And I just chose to start backing off on not all my carbs, but bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, the things that were really obvious. I didn't really start exercising a lot more and lost 10 pounds, feel so much better and lighter. My doctor mentioned it. It wasn't a crisis or anything, but something as simple as cutting out, but not stopping. I'm not watching my carbs, just not eating certain things. And I'm having like romaine lettuce salads or sandwiches and putting my proteins on really, really nice fresh salads. Or we had carrots, asparagus. We just figured out how to make mashed cauliflower perfectly. Oh, it tastes it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And then a protein or something with that. Oh, but and I know I won't stop eating my chocolate or my peanut butter. So that's
nor should you,
Gotta have that. Well, so I'm saying, choices aren't about strict, only green and so on and so forth. it's been interesting watching us do that. And the idea of being conscious in self-care, that really helps us in our well-being too.
Oh, it also helps you in your spiritual life. If you could be conscious in your well-being, then you're basically living in the moment, which is a very spiritual experience as well.
Well, and there's that whole, our body is a vessel, and through that we experience ourselves. Living in a more well-being kind of sense would allow for our thoughts to be clearer, our emotions to be more open and free, us to be able to move around easier physically, but also open us up to the inspiration of experiencing life different. I mean, my neighborhood's another one that's a great spot to choose a documentary on nature. It's very thick with trees and flowers and animals and all kinds of things. Just taking a look around wherever we are, or making a decision to go someplace else. There's a bunch of little parks all over the area that you can stop or wherever you are, and just spend a few minutes doing something a little different.
I agree. We are very fortunate in Sarasota, in particular, to have as many nice little getaway parks. And, some are bigger than others, but all of them offer their own unique wonderfulness. So we are very fortunate.
Well, you and I both spend a lot of time serving at Sarasota Center of Light. That's one of the places that is there to be a sanctuary for people to find their truth, to find their way, to support people and encourage people. So let everybody know that, SarasotaCenterofLight.com, you can go there and look to see what's happening. What you will see coming up is going to be self-care in a crisis or in a pandemic, a class that RANIE is going to be teaching on this topic on Facebook Live. So you can tune into that, check our calendar for that. And I've been all talking about, in every talk and every class recently, I've been talking about be the difference that makes a difference for each and all of us. And RANIE and I are here talking about self-care. And by taking care of yourself and showing up in a better place of well-being, more present in your actions, interactions, and relationships, it can make a difference in who we are and how we are. So look for her class on our website and make sure to tune in for that. I appreciate you being here and sharing who you are. It's been fun. And it's been fun being the difference that makes a difference today with you, RANIE.
Well, thank you. I've had a great time too. I appreciate the offer of coming on.
Well, and I appreciate you being here. We're continuing at Sarasota Center of Light to have other classes also. So look for some other wellness classes going to be going on in September. There's going to be one that's the balance of the masculine and feminine. I'll be doing a show on that here shortly, and we'll get a chance to be able to all make the difference in our own lives by looking at our diet, our exercise, maybe taking a little time for ourselves, being with our family, enjoying a little bit of nature, being conscious, making some healthy choice. And I definitely want to repeat the one about falling in love with the process of being healthy. It's kind of like when you're exercising, whether you go to the gym or not, once you start exercising, that first bit of time seems like it's a little more effort. But once you get in the groove, so to speak, or you get in the pattern and habit of it, it becomes something that actually carries you and it feels really good. So I think that's the falling in love.
You almost hate to miss your days when you get to that point. You're a little bummed out if you don't get to make the workout and stuff when you get to that point.
Yeah, it's really important. One of the things that we focus on at Sarasota Center of Light is healing, and healing is a conscious effort to really share our inspiration with each other, certainly energy, support, encouragement. So today we're here talking about different ways to make a difference in your life. Let us know if you want to contact me directly, revjimtoole@gmail.com. You can reach me there. You can certainly contact RANIE herself also through our center. So just shoot a contact form message on our website, and we'll make sure she gets that. We're both here to be able to support you in your way of being well, taking care of yourself, whether we're in the middle of this pandemic or not. We are all here to live a better life and enjoy it. I want to thank RANIE again, because who she is and who we are as friends is making a difference, and I appreciate that so much. So thanks again, RANIE. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, blessings to everybody. Be well, be safe, be conscious until we're able to connect once again. Many blessings.